Hey, back with the last video of the day. Wanted to go over everything I planted and do the best I can to name it all off. I'm not too awfully concerned with mapping it this year because I'll know what it is when it pops up. So here we go. There's the entire garden, and absolutely nothing's popped up. So this area down here is the original area where I planted all of the asparagus. So I got asparagus growing all along here. There's asparagus. And there's another one. There's another one. And they're about every 12 inches or so. And the guy I had bringing wood chips dumped wood chips right on my asparagus pile on this side. So I lost a few, but I'll recoup it later. Alright, so to begin with, I started taking all the old wood chip piles. I had a bunch down there. I had like quadruple rows up here, and I spread them all over the garden. Then I plowed them all in and I raked it all out. So starting here, what I did was, because I didn't want to push this wood chips over and mess up my asparagus or even risk it, so I kind of left those, but I planted all sorts of beans. I had a bunch of loose beans from seed collecting. I threw a bunch of beans in there. I threw sorghum in there, all over the top of that. So I figured if the beans can take root and start growing, they'll input nitrogen and hopefully help break that down, and then sorghum will suck some of that out of there. Let's see, all of this is sorghum here. I think it's broom corn sorghum, and then the area I'm standing in here, all the way from here over to about there, all this area to about here is all Mennonite sorghum. Actually, that Mennonite sorghum goes all the way down to there. I have corn planted right in here. That's let's see, what kind of corn did I plant there? Sweet corn, that bicolor corn. See, actually there's some right there. So I broadcast it over the top, and then I just been walking around and, you know, covering it up as I go, you know, something like this. Let's see what I got over here. My rhubarb came up and directly seeded out. So this was first planted last year. So I'll collect the seeds off of this and probably start some more of this in other locations. But won't get too much or any rhubarb this year, but that's okay. Alright, and then over here, this whole area is going to be corn too. That's the golden bantam corn. There is some remaining grass areas here. There's nothing planted in this area because I knew grass was going to be an issue. Here's some plants that left over from last year. All went to seed. They're a cole crop of some sort, but I cannot remember what they are. Hey, if anybody can, it's not broccoli either, like it might look, but if anybody can recognize that, let me know what it is, because I forgot. And same thing down here, different variety, but this has also gone to seed. So I planted some old bean seeds right in the middle here. You might be able to see a few there and there and there. Planted pumpkins, no, excuse me, watermelon all along this area here. Right there, here's the golden bantam corn. There's a whole bunch of it right there, see that? So what I do is I just keep walking over and covering it up. I planted so much that what I don't get under the ground is going to, you know, it'll be alright. I planted so much of it. I hope it is anyway. Got so much going on this year. The garden isn't going to be exactly what I would like to have it, but it's okay. Planted tobacco all in this area again. I also have started, I got some onions back in here. I also have started some asparagus. This one was started from seed in the house. I'm going to do that again this fall, and have some more to plant out here next spring. I planted horseradish there. This is all melons, all across here up to about this area, and then all across the outside I got melons all the way up to the corner there. And then I've got planted all through here is okra and geez, I forget. There's some other things planted in here. A row. There's a row here and a row here and a row here. Again, I'm not too concerned with knowing what they are, because when they pop up, I'll recognize it. Let's see, right along here, I think this is more sorghum that I planted. And starting right about here, right up to this line here, you see there's that tan stuff is all flax, and there's a walkway all the way down through here, and that divides that section and this section, and this is all hard beans all the way up to there. Let's see what else we got going on. Three Sisters garden this year. Oh, here's some lima beans that didn't get under the ground. Walk around and just cover those up. There's a couple more over here. Alright. Three Sisters garden is over there by the van, but before we get there, I planted potatoes right here. 3 rows of potatoes. I think I got some of that on video. And this little section, I had some wheat. Thought I'd see if the seed was any good, so I planted that in that little section. Again, this is all beans all the way up. Black beans, pinto beans, cranberry beans, lentils, lima beans, navy beans, butter beans, red beans, you name it. Garbanzo beans. So what I did was I had some extra potatoes, and I dug down inside of these mounds of wood chips, and I planted potatoes all along there. So we're going to see how that works out. Again, I also planted, there's a pile of black beans. See the black beans there? I probably have planted, all said and done, maybe like 4 pounds of black beans. I had any extra bean that I had that wasn't gonna finish filling out a row, I broadcast over the top of all of these wood chips. And then I came back in and I planted potatoes all in all of these areas. There's a buddy of mine. All right, anyway, I'll be back. See ya.